what are you doing in here? What are you doing, girl? Are you coming trolling for new members, trying to get a little something going over in your channel? Got to give a shout out to Cher. Things must be getting a little boring in Saskatchewan. Of course, it's difficult being out there to begin with. They're coming out of winter. They're probably still in the thick of it, considering it's only May. But it's May 2-4. Anyway. Friends, I had to go and do an early live today. Well, one thing led to another. First of all, I'm going to say a message out to the people that send me messages. Where are you guys? Listen, I'm an hour into Janie's phone call. An hour into Janie's phone call to Anita and Mike. And I understand fully about what's going on. Maybe I take that for granted. Listen, Anita Maxwell Johnson just won back 2 points in my heart today. And I'm not afraid to say it. Regardless about all of the stuff that we get distracted with. It's not like there's a right and wrong in all of this. And now that people know Anita in whatever way you know her, it's a lot more freeing for her. So it had to be done. Now we can get past it. Listen, Anita did such a fantastic job on that call with Janie yesterday. I have to start out with glazing her a little bit. It has nothing to do with changing your mind or believing her about things or how she came across here and there and everywhere. Listen, they just delivered one of the most fantastic pieces of content thus far in the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. And my hats go off to them. And I'm not going to be finished glazing their asses because they deserve it. They deserve it. Considering that I'm holding Anita so frantically to the fire when it comes to lies that she's saying. Listen, I can't wait to hear the last part of it, but it's not important yet. There is so much in this conversation. There's so much in this conversation. And Mike put the video to members only. So first I have to encourage that you go over to Mike Dammann's, and I'm going to put the link in my chat. Because I'm not trying to steal his content here. He knows what he has. And how dare you question Mike Dammann, by the way? Coming in here trying to turn this into a hate on Mike Dammann situation. Be silly. Mike's live, I'll call it. I'll pin it to the top. It's worth the membership. It's always worth the membership. I have the higher echelon membership, so there's no getting away from me. However, I'm not about to go and ruin all of his content. Not ruin it, but take it and just mimic it and replay it, especially one that I monetized. I have to do a certain amount of glazing every so often. And listen, it's not going to be difficult because Janie just got destroyed by Anita. You can simplify it to that. Not that that matters. I've got full breakdowns of every 20 minutes for the first hour. We're going to focus on the first thing that we come to and start from there. I understand many of you out there have already listened to most of it, if not all of it, and have things to bring up and say. You're more than welcome to bring them up and say them here if you feel like it, like Robin Edwards did earlier on before the stream started. And I can pick up on it. Like I've already made it to a certain point, but to a certain point I haven't. However, we can't move across all of the important red flags and indicators of deception because it's literally nonstop. It's nonstop. So the people that are sending me messages, I'm surprised that you guys didn't pick up on that. But maybe it's just the way that I perceive information as I'm reading it. I'm not saying that you're doing you missed anything, but I can't believe that it didn't stick out to you. Amazing job. Amazing job. I can't believe Janie. First of all, she's got a new look. It looks like she just came out of a rainstorm. Looks like she just came out of a rainstorm. Looks like she's got a millstone tied around her neck. So excited about this piece. What's going on, Mr. Hemmy? Good to see you. Listen. Yeah, that timestamp that you shared with us last night. Yeah, that got me off into wanting to hear a little bit more. So I went back and started from the beginning this morning. We went through it and analyzed it. I don't know how I want to do this. I don't want to sit here and read all of the analysis to you. I want to stop it because literally there is so much here. And Janie was so predictable, only she was so much more angry and so mad at Anita. And Janie is sitting there watching all of the videos that are anti-Anita and trying to hold all of the information, no matter if it's true or not. Who knows if it's true? And hold that against her in real time. So it tells you that she is so keen on listening and watching to what people release, especially about her. Hi, Tucker. Good boy. Can you hear me, Tucker? We'll be there soon. If I remember correctly, Janie even offered in a sarcastic manner to see if Anita wanted to come and pick Tucker up and adopt him after she gets handcuffed. But that's later on down the line. That really happened. She is such a sarcastic, angry idiot. Janie, you're such a fool in that sense. She's up there in a trap and she's yelling to them about how it doesn't matter what time she goes to bed. None of the information matters. She has the literal exact same stance as Daniel, telling you about how the memory doesn't work a certain way, and she's going to explain this flawed logic in a way we're going to have to stop and include the canned laughter because it is funny AF. And if that's your argument, you're in trouble, baby. You think you can sit there and talk to the detectives like that? The detectives are going to tell you, after this judicial authorization, they're going to tell you exactly the movie that you watched that morning. That's an example that's going to be brought up. But she was trying to spin it and use it on her behalf, and she got this and misrepresented and talked about this Malaya call in the timeline in a way that she realized in real time that she fucked herself. And then she immediately, in a rage, spun it around and used it against Anita and Mike. And they are so careful not to trigger the triggered person already. It's really remarkable. They did such a great job just by remaining calm throughout all of that. It's like she's rage bait. She is a walking piece of rage bait. And there's a level of comedy, Esther, mixed in among all of this. You can't help but sit here and do a live about it. You have to. You have to talk about it. So we're going to take it as long as we can for the first little bit. I needed to analyze it and pull the transcripts. So I took chunks of it. Not that they're going to be public, but just so I could grab the transcript. So there's so much in these 20 minutes. We're going to segment them off. We're going to start with the beginning, and we'll listen to it as well. Make sure that you hit the link and go over to Mike's and take it all in. Join his members only. Listen, no matter what, Anita has and evokes such a rage out of Janie and company. You can't help but just for a moment, place all of the exaggerated stuff, because it's probably not designed to capture you directly. It's being presented perhaps as exaggerations in order to evoke even more rage, because, well, you can see what the effects are on Janie and her tone. Oh man, Little Miss Transparent. She's for the sake of getting through the conversation, she really gave up a lot, especially when it comes to this most recent all of the data, because they're going to paint the timeline for her. I wonder if the information is going to matter then when they bring it up. Oh, I think so. You think, Janie, you're going to sit there in front of the investigators, the detectives, and scream at them and tell them how it's stupid to even remember what time you went to bed, because you might be busy in there scrolling through your phone, watching all kinds of movies, and you don't know what time it is, even though the device that you're watching it on literally has it flashing in your face nonstop? It's not going to matter. Aye, little bitch Chance Lays. The fuck out of here. You and your fucking clique. Fuck yourself. You feel the only person in that household who knows the exact current location of J&L is DM? Well, possibly. There's an argument to be made about that, for sure. Darren's subsequent involvement is questionable. Well, it's going to be laid all out there because it had to have been sourced. They were communicating somehow at some point in time, and it's going to tell a story. And it's going to have and give the investigators all of the information that they need to ask them the questions that they already need the answers to catch them up. And it's not going to be very difficult to catch them up in this circumstance. You just have to ask them about any specific question. Isn't that right, Salami Face? Fucking learning all about chain pickerels because of that Chance Lays. I wonder if there's any chain pickerel in that pond behind Jordan's. Oh, look. Oh, no. Don't be going after Chance, boys. You guys go keep it in Sonny's chat. AB, you're our one and only subscription now. Well, you need to go and add another subscription. That's Mike Dammann, because this is just a fantastic piece and we're going to talk all about it. Just loading it up. If you really do sell salami, I wonder what it tastes like. I wonder if it's any good. I've got to watch my cholesterol, though. It's probably too processed. Let's see. It could have been aliens. The big takeaway from this first part we're going to watch and listen to. Oh, shit. Janie asserting that it could possibly be aliens that came and took it. How the fuck should she know? That's her flawed logic. She's trying to use that as her argument. Now listen.
Say hi to Jane Dickens, everybody. I will give her a chance to talk.
Okay.
When I am done.
Go ahead, Janie. Let her talk.
I have to cut you off because I can't hear you. Just hold on. I have to close your show out because I can't hear you.
Go ahead.
Just hold on. Okay, let me get you back up here. Okay. Now, you give me a chance to talk, Anita. You asked me why I was raking my driveway. I will tell you. I plan on putting a pool in for the kids. Yes, the kids. Jack, Lily, and the other two grandchildren. Now, just because I was raking doesn't mean I was putting it up that day. I can rake my yard whenever I feel like it. The kids are not dead. They are alive. Because I heard them Friday morning. When they left this property, they were alive. After that, I don't know what happened to them. Now, you can take that through any way you want. I don't have to explain it to you. The investigators got my statement. It's up to the investigators and the RCMP to find out what happened to those kids, not you. Okay? Now, if you got a question, I will answer your question. And then if I have a question, I will ask you.
Yeah, that's so interesting. There's so much there. You're saying that you know that the kids left the property? That's, first of all, you know that they were alive when they left the property? Yeah, she has no idea what happened to them, but they are alive. Mm-hmm. Isn't that so bizarre, Robin? Oh, we got a problem already here, Janie. We've got some indicators here, some of the most concerning. Do I want to read that? Yeah, we'll go with Janie. Well, so I'll give you the T1000 breakdown. Scanning your statements using standard deception detection principles from statement analysis, like the criteria from the FBI statement analysis technique, internal consistencies, evasiveness, defensiveness, linguistic cues, repetition, qualifiers, unnecessary details, blame shifting, inappropriate emotional tone, and logical implausibility. Logical implausibility. She turns into the Lucky Charms leprechaun in this. The Riddler from Batman. Oh. Let's just... The evasive defensive response to critical timeline questions. The Thursday night bedtime and activities. Janie repeatedly claims she last saw the children Thursday evening, 5:30 to 6 p.m. while raking and working on the fence. She says they came inside afterward, but she can't tell you anything more, and went on Facebook. When directly asked what time she went to sleep that night, the night immediately before the disappearance, she became highly defensive. I don't know what time I went to sleep. I don't check my clock. Are you that stunned? Christ, why would I remember what time I went to bed like Thursday night? Talking about the deception signals, extreme resistance and anger to a simple expected question in a disappearance case involving children who lived on her property. Most people, even those with poor memory, show heightened recall around the last night before a major traumatic event. This is a classic evasion tactic, refusing to lock herself into a verifiable timeline. She later admits she might go to bed at 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, but offers no specifics. She pivots to attacking the questioner. You don't seem to be tearing her, Anita, apart. Oh, yeah. Raking the driveway, the pool for the kids explanation. Janie insists she was raking the driveway in the evening, 5:30 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, because she planned on putting a pool in for the kids. You know that. The pool that's never really there. Jack and Lily and 2 other grandchildren. She emphasizes, just because I was raking doesn't mean I was putting it up that day. I can rake my yard whenever I feel like it. It's unprompted, overly specific. Well, it's an overly specific justification for a mundane activity on the night before the disappearance. Direct contradiction raised in the call. Malaya, the mother, reportedly never heard of any pool plan. Janie attacks this as Anita lying and claims she must have did a lot of catching up with Malaya. Public discussion of this exact claim on the same show context has long fueled suspicion that the raking was actually about filling holes or covering something on the driveway or in the driveway the night before the kids vanished. The timing, weather conditions reported by others, and lack of cooperation make the future pool story implausible. Yeah, it's bullshit. Just gives her some random thing to take up time in an explanation with, in place of the real timeline, the place that she doesn't feel necessary to remember. She refuses to remember.
Now, if you want to talk to me, we will do it one at a time. If not, I will hang up. Is that all right with you, Anita and Mike?
Sure. I'm good with that.
Yes, I
Okay.
like that. Thank you. Janie, I thank you for being here.
Go ahead.
Did you hear what I said, Janie? It takes
Janie.
courage to come
I
here.
can barely hear you.
Okay, so let me ask one question,
I
Janie.
said I
Around,
thank
She's
you.
ready to attack.
I thank you for
around,
being here.
Go ahead.
around what time did you rake? Around what time was that? Just to clarify.
That's significant. That's significant. Anita tries to acknowledge her 3 times with good sportsmanship, which is what you do. That's professional. Okay? That's great sportsmanship. And it allows and it's supposed to put the other person at ease. But Janie isn't about that. It's like refusing the handshake before a boxing match. Significant right there.
I was raking in the evening, and the evening is around here. When I was raking was around 5:30 or so. It wasn't at night. Who would rake in the night? Why would I be raking at night? Can you see raking at night? So it was in the evening around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Okay, I'll get back to this later. Anita, go ahead if you have questions. Otherwise, I'm going to take
Janie,
over.
if the kids left the property alive, who picked them up?
Well, if I knew who picked them up, my Anita, my dear, I would tell you. Don't you think the kids would be found out by now if I knew where the kids were? I don't have an idea who picked the kids up. I heard them Friday morning, as I said, after they left here. I don't know where they are or what happened to them.
So she's acknowledging, something a little bit different than she did in her initial story there. Is it intentional? It doesn't really matter. It's slightly different. But she slips here. There's a really significant piece of leakage coming right up. So here you have Janie admitting she has an idea who picked them up. We mention it, not that, listen, your mind may want to dismiss it, but you shouldn't dismiss it. Not that you have to hold it against her. Sometimes people make mistakes when they're speaking in that. You're allowed a correction, but notice that about what this particular slip is specifically. She has an idea. She's like...
Otherwise, I'm going to take over.
If the kids left the property alive, who picked them up?
Well, if I knew who picked them up, my Anita, my dear, I would tell you. Don't you think the kids would be found out by now if I knew where the kids were? I don't have an idea who picked the kids up. I heard...
Yeah, I'll give Janie that. She didn't pronounce I don't. She said I do. Could have just been a slut. Maybe she got a fat tongue there temporarily. It sounds like she says she has an idea, but I won't hold her to that one because she's probably, full of Vicodin or something.
Them Friday morning, as I said, after they left here. I don't know where they are or what happened to them.
Who knows? But they're alive. So here you have Jane.
Who I think it is? Well, you want to know who I think it is? Who I think it is?
Of Mike's video.
Why won't you say who you think?
Great question.
Who I think it is? Well, you want to know who I think it is? To tell you the truth, it could have been aliens. It could have been anybody. As I said, Anita, I don't know who took the kids. If I knew who took the kids, I would tell you. You seem to know everything.
Janie, you just told her that you had an idea who took them. Wow. So you're you're sure that they're still alive, Janie, because you're sure that you heard them. How could you be sure? How do you know it just wasn't a sound effect coming from a movie on your phone or in your device? And and don't think that it's important to explain why or what exactly supports the reason why you think the way that you do. It's illogical to think that the kids are out there and still alive without an explanation for it. But might be a person's hope, but no, you go far beyond that. It's not just your hope. You're damn sure about it. We think because you want to avoid talking about all of the questions that come along with the death of the children. You want to avoid that for as long as possible, of course. What are you saying, Carol? Good to see you. She swears that she did not hear anyone shushing. Janie swears that she did hear the children when she falls back asleep. Of course, the whole thing is BS. Then she said she didn't see them till Friday. Oh, she gets caught up here. She gets caught up here coming up down the line. Yeah, can you believe that Captain Justice could have been aliens? You're dismissing... Like, that's not a natural, normal thing to say in a situation with missing kids. I don't know what happened to them. Could have been aliens. Could have been anything. That's a red flag. Yeah, Rachel, that's been a morbid joke, Rochelle. You said in Inchi's chat last week, next thing you know, they'll be saying it could have been UFO abduction in that sense. Yeah, to... Well, you there you have it. She just did. We went there. Daniel said that Malaya couldn't have carried the kids out herself. Carry out sounds like they're not alive. Good observation, Robin. Yeah, it's thick, isn't it, Esther? She's got a stone heart. There's no logic behind anything that she says, and when given the opportunity to explain herself, she just yells her initial statement, her initial claim that the RCMP have problems with. If the RCMP believed or didn't feel that they needed more information, they wouldn't be going through with these recent next level of digital forensic searches. They're there because of the story that Janie here is yelling down the microphone again. Not because you've been cleared, not because you didn't do anything. It's because you won't add context to any of the claims, the ones that you're yelling down the microphone at Anita and Mike.
You tell me who took the kids.
I don't know everything, Janie. That's why I asked you to come here.
You seem to know everything. You know everything, my dear. You know exactly.
No.
You tell so many. You tell so many
know
lies.
what Malaya said.
And I'll catch
I
you in
only
so
know what
many
Cindy
lies.
said. No lies. I think Clown Man or Cindy picked them up. You know who picked them up.
Okay,
You know what
that's what you
happened.
think. Then you know more than I do.
Janie,
See,
you
you know
know.
more than I do.
Janie, you were not putting a pool in. Malaya said she never heard of a pool there. Come on, Janie, do better.
Malaya didn't know that there was a quote pool there. How in the hell do you know? You haven't talked to Malaya, and you must have did a lot of catching up in a week since you were there. Did you? You must ask her a lot of questions. I got a lot of answers from her in a week.
Janie,
Because
do you know that yesterday
came on
Cindy and Malaya wanted to talk to me? Janie, did you know
I'm having a very
yesterday?
hard time hearing you guys.
Anita, wait. Let Janie finish. Let Janie say everything that she has to say. Go ahead, Janie. Please.
I'm having a hard time hearing you guys.
Okay. I will not talk. You will talk. And please go ahead and finish what you wanted to say.
No, I'm just saying, Anita, you've got if you're going to be the famous detective you are, or the famous RCMP officer you are, you got to get your facts straight. Because when you say something, You turn around in a couple of days and you have everything twisted.
Nothing but accusations. Just simple accusations. That's your answer? Is that your final answer? And the fact that Janie's not eliciting a response is remarkable. Way to go, Anita. Way to go, Mike. Think about how important that is here. She wasn't eliciting a response from Anita. She wasn't up there to get back in and have a he said, she said. It was nothing about asking the right questions and listening to what Janie had to say, letting the words flow. I believe the rage is right. Or genuine, I should say, is a better phrase for it, I guess.
I wanted to touch
So many lies. I don't know which lie to believe. You're lying. You know who picked up the kids. Malaya and Cindy wanted to make up with me yesterday. They wanted to talk to me. I don't want to talk to Malaya. I don't.
Well,
I want to talk to you. I believe you know.
That's up to you.
Janie, you hold the
That's up to you if
secret.
You don't want to talk to Malaya. I can't make Malaya talk to you. I can't make Malaya talk to me. But I'm telling you, Anita, you're
right,
getting yourself
Miss K.
in over your head, because the stuff you're saying is nothing but a lie.
Then tell me what.
Then it shouldn't require such a sour response, and it shouldn't throw you into a triggered rage. Who cares about lies? They're not worth your time, but you're choosing to spend this time especially focused on them, Janie. Then what is the truth? You won't add any context. This is no different than the information the detectives want to know. They're not reliant on the information that you give them, mind you, anymore. The information that you gave them supported probable cause to get the judicial authorizations to go and figure out the story for you because you weren't very forthcoming or cooperative.
What's the truth? Why were you raking the driveway with the holes?
No, you let me talk, Anita, because I've heard everything you had to say, and I'm going to correct you on some shit. Okay? Now, you said that the two people that came to your house, you say one was Jordan and one was Justin. 1 minute you're saying you never seen these people before, but you're saying one day that you could tell it was Justin by the way he moves his shoulders.
So here's the problem. Now Janie is talking about something Anita brought up. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's a big difference between you talking and some rando like Anita talking, Janie. You're the one in the hot seat, not Anita.
The next time you're saying that you say it's Justin because he was long and lanky. Which is it?
What's Daniel saying in the back, Janie?
Do you know why the police went
Tell me
to
to slow down
Jordan's
because you're
house?
going to slow.
Sorry?
Wait, Anita,
Okay.
please. I need her statements, okay? We will handle all of this later. Janie, you said something that there was a bad decision that Malaya made. Could you clarify?
Yes. The bad decision Malaya was calling 911 when she knew what was going on.
Okay.
Wow. Let that sink in. So Janie says the mistake that she was talking about in her previous statements to Mike was the mistake that Malaya made was calling 911 and doing what? What is she insinuating? The FBI's BAU 3 manual handbook on caregivers of missing children and their false reports to police. Qualify. Holy shit. So what you're saying is that Malaya is at fault for calling the kids in missing. That's what she's saying. She's saying it's Malaya's fault for calling the kids in missing when they weren't missing. And her reasonings for it is because she knows what happened. Such a strong assertion. Man, oh man. See, it's interesting trying to figure out, but I'm not sure I believe it. Like, who knows why she's bringing it up? I'm just exploring it in my mind. It's so difficult to believe anything that Janie says. You want to believe some of it, but she's unfortunately, that ship has sailed. Her rage is fascinating in all of this. Why so upset?
How do you know that she knew what was going on?
Oh, come on, Mike, by her actions.
What stands out to you the most? By her
The most is no mother would act like that. And you know it, eh? You're supposed to be the great analyzer. You would know the way she was acting.
I want to hear it from
No
you.
mother would act like that.
Because I wasn't there. I want to hear anything that I
You're
could.
right. You said it, Mike. You weren't here. You weren't here.
Are you going to bring that up? Are you going to say that to the detective's face? You're not going to be able to say that to the forensic files. You're not going to be able to say that to all of the browsing history and the app data.
And I want you to fill in the blanks for us. Because,
Why wouldn't you want to?
sometimes there are questions that we all have. You can look at my chat. People want answers. And if you say you think that Malaya had something to do with it, well, by the way she acted, that's not enough. You know what I mean? I want more. I want you to tell me what else have you heard, overheard? What makes you suspicious?
You want more? You want more? You want more answers? Well, okay. Anita's giving you answers. Do you believe everything she says?
Doesn't matter.
My mind right now
Irrelevant.
is so open because I'm so happy that you called me. And I know I didn't handle things well with you. And so I'm trying to shut up as much as possible because I want you to clarify what you can clarify. And
Well, I'm trying. Mike, you don't understand. Everything we say, you guys tear it apart. And what I mean by you guys, I mean you and Anita and everybody else. You and Anita included. But you don't seem to be tearing her apart. All the stuff she's saying, I know is a bunch of lies. Because she wasn't here. Cindy wasn't here. Wade.
Another red flag. This projection onto Anita as though there's no difference between Anita and Janie, who was present before Jack and Lily, the now missing kids and presumed dead, were. There's a big difference in this investigation, in this case, to everybody, especially when it comes back to child safety, Janie. Every one of the arguments that you've brought up are irrelevant. They're not actual reasons.
He wasn't here. The only three people that know what happened on this property is me, Daniel, and Malaya. And if it didn't come directly from one of us,
See
then
that?
it's not true.
And what?
That's what she's raging over. That's what she is in desperate need for you to understand, that the only truth comes from her, Malaya, and Daniel. And still, she's got such holes and tells you that there is no real good reason to remember even what time she went to bed on Thursday night. It took this far to get this, to we didn't even get anything out of it for her to try to re-explain her last moments where she saw the kids. None of that information is relevant or important to her. this selective memory and ignorance would add to the risk factor that Jack and Lily had, thereby making it a real matter of public safety regarding children in our communities, and it's everybody's business at that point. Because of the risk factor on Gairloch Road alone, it's everybody's business. And Janie wants to spend all of this time talking about how nobody should be talking about Meadow. Nobody should be bringing up all of the real reasons why we're here in the first place. And it has to do with the risk factors on that property and the reasons Jack and Lily are no longer around there. Wouldn't you know? So it negates your argument, Janie. A person who's innocent doesn't have to only protect their story and now claiming that they want to be transparent and get things straightened out. And you're saying it only matters to the RCMP now. Well, why now? I thought you were publicly stating everything that you told the RCMP. You're highlighting now that there's a big difference. And it doesn't matter what Anita or Mike or anybody thinks. Well, it does.
What I'm most interested in, Janie, is Thursday night, and nobody has. Go ahead.
I told you what happened Thursday night. I can't tell you anything more, Mike. I told you. I was out. They come home from town. I was in my trailer. I come out. Jack and Lily were playing beside the playhouse, looking for bugs and worms, or centipedes and worms. They played in the yard. I was raking. I was working on my fence. I went inside. They came inside. After that, I don't know what happened.
When was the fence?
In this trailer.
Go ahead.
I know they came in. They probably come in the house and went to bed. That's what Malaya and Daniel are saying. They went to bed. I heard them Friday morning. That's all I can tell you, Mike, is I heard them Friday morning. They were alive when they left here Friday morning.
When was the last time that you saw them on Thursday?
Thursday around 6 o'clock.
Did you hear that? Subtle victim blaming right there too. She chose to say and put the blame back onto the kids as though they chose to leave the property on their own volition. A 4 and a 6-year-old. And there's not a concern for child safety here. That's everybody's business, Janie. You don't like it, but that's the reality. So Janie insisted she was raking the driveway in the evening, 5:30 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, because she planned on putting this pool in for the kids. She emphasized, just because I was raking doesn't mean I was putting up that day. I rake my yard whenever I want. These are unprompted, overly specific justifications for a mundane activity on the night before the disappearance. We talked about that. Public discussion of this exact claim has long fueled suspicion that the raking was actually about filling holes or covering something on the driveway the night before the kids vanished. Could just be a distraction, a story. The timing, the weather conditions reported by others, and lack of cooperation make the future pool story implausible. They heard them Friday morning. They were alive when they left. This is a repeated emphasis. Janie stresses multiple times that they were alive because I heard them Friday morning when they left this property. After that, I don't know what happened to them. I heard them Friday morning, as I said, after they left here. She says she was in her trailer, heard them leave, but provides no visual confirmation. You heard them leave. Well, that's new. That's different. That's how you're describing it. We're here listening to it. The over-repetition of the alive when they left claim is a common deception, a common deceptive technique, protesting too much in a sense. Only auditory evidence, no sighting, is convenient for creating distance. In her later CBC interview, she gave a similar account, hearing voices, laughter on the swings around 9 a.m., then nothing. But it has been heavily scrutinized given the dense woods and lack of any evidence that the kids simply wandered off. So no matter what she believes or where they are, she's saying, and she's believing and wanting us to believe that the kids walked off of that property on their own volition. They chose to walk off that property. You heard it. That's what she just said. That's my reason why I think that she thinks that now. It's very simple. Do I believe it? That's her story. But the story, you've got a lot of fucking nerve, honey. A 4 and a 6-year-old don't choose to walk off on their own accord in the situation like this. Miss K says Janie Lily was screaming out for help. You watched the abuse and knew those kids weren't getting fed. Did you make food or clean their clothes or make cakes for school or have little picnics? Could you see Janie going on a picnic? She's got a heart of fucking gold. Janie isn't a real socialite in that sense. I don't get from her. Probably knows how to strip a deer though. Especially since they focused on only that footprint because it was the one thing that supported their timeline. When Belinda's daughter said in a chat that there were kids' footprints up all the bank. Tash Pond, yeah, I hear you. I get you. Yeah, well, it's really, that's how slowly she slipped it in over time. That's something that you could have straightened out last year. Why are you up here trying to straighten that out now on Mike's channel all of this time after like it's something? Well, I guess it's an inch. That's a little bit of context, but it supports our theory that, you know, the blanket was planted and you were finding something false, finding a reason to stay away from the actual search area and police contact through it all that time. You needed to find a reason. A normal person who calls the RCMP is reliant on the services that they're there to provide, not call the police, blame it on Malaya, say that we didn't actually need them to arrive when the kids are still missing to this very day and presumed dead. How illogical and flawed of you, Janie. How foolish. It's like it's been a year of you justifying this falsified bullshit story about the morning of May the 2nd. It doesn't hold weight, and you're sitting here arguing it and arguing all of the reasons why it doesn't hold any weight in the most foolish of ways. That's what makes it comedic. No, the sad theme of the children in this household, especially in Garlock Road, was these children were unwanted, and the resentment, they were a burden, especially that they weren't getting any child support. They were taking the money away because they're having tax problems. Daniel's got all kinds of issues, the substance abuse being the primary. And Janie, she lives in a staunch castle of denial to the point where she's really vigilant in defending it. Her nonsense. Janie, you're the only one with the bullshit. Nobody's actually bringing it to you. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface of where this conversation goes.
O'clock when I came in, around 5:30, 6 o'clock when I went into the house.
So we have a timestamp of 5:30, 6 o'clock is the last time Thursday evening Janie saw Jack and Lily. Noted.
I was making little voice notes as I was going along. I didn't have my front teeth in my appliance, so I have a little bit of a lisp you can hear. So how difficult should that have been? That should be in the paperwork, shouldn't it, there, Janie? But it's not. Tough to get any sort of time associated along with Jack and Lily in this situation. So 5:30, 6 o'clock, She wants to say that that's the last time that she saw Jack and Lily. They both went in their respective abodes. The kids through the sliding door of the trailer. She didn't even say, did she? She wants you to think that she just, reanimated in that nasty RV of hers. By the way, that opening in Cars has a great reference to Janie's attitude, locking yourself away from the world in that nasty RV.
I was out there raking.
Did you hear anything afterwards?
No, I didn't hear anything after that because I went in the house and I went on Facebook.
What time do you go to? Okay, so what time do you normally go to sleep, if I may ask, just in general?
I can go to bed anytime I want. I don't have a regular bedtime.
Okay. How about Thursday? When did you actually go to sleep? Just I want to make sure that,
I don't know what time I went to sleep. I don't look at my clock.
That's absolutely amazing. Such an important date like Thursday, May the 1st, and you don't remember what time you went to sleep, more like you didn't go to sleep. Who cares that you can go to sleep anytime you want? Why are you so angry and defensive? Why don't you just answer the question? Should be fairly easy. Should be really easy.
Clock every 5 friggin' minutes. I lay in my bed and watch Facebook or watch a movie or whatever I want to do. I don't know. I don't check my clock to see what time I.
It tells you that her story hasn't changed in that sense. Like, she doesn't want to go there. She'd rather justify the reasons why she can't and doesn't want to associate a time with it that night. That's self-explanatory, considering that we're suspicious of them being as guilty as they are. Like, don't be stupid. At this point in time, you should have well enough thought about it over and over and over and over again in your head that you have a natural timeline in your head about how the previous night went, how the previous day went. Not even more reasons why you don't remember and don't want to talk about it. That's a problem.
Go to bed. Do you?
Not lately, no.
Well, do you know what time you go to bed?
Well,
See?
Thursday is such a sensitive day. I would think that you try to recollect anything that you possibly
Why
can.
would I remember what time I went to bed, Mike, Thursday night? How did
Outstanding. Because Jack and Lily went missing the next day, and it's important for you to remember all of this time. You should have honed in on a time rather than try to justify and validate your poor memory here in this moment.
Selective memory.
What a silly argument you have, Janie.
And I know this was going to happen Friday morning. Oh, excuse me, I should go back to Thursday night and find out what time I went to bed. So, I should know what time I went to bed Thursday night because the kids are going to go missing Friday morning. Are you that stunned? Are you that stunned?
I'm asking you. I want you to clarify.
Well, I'm telling you my answers, whether you like them or not.
But you were there on the property, so it's only natural that I.
Yes, I was here on the property. But does that mean that I have to remember every fucking time I go to bed and what time I go to bed? Like, come on, Mike. Christ. Okay. I might go to bed 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Janie, you're in the wrong here.
Yeah, listen, what a fool. You're going a bit overboard. You're doing a little bit too much trying to, apply your flawed logic and put it onto Mike, how irrational the question is. That's the dumbest shit in the world. That's such a poor way to do this, Janie. Could have just answered the question. You're trying to argue that it's a stupid question about what time you went to bed that night. Oh, that's a bit suspicious. Bit of a red flag there. Oh, it's all going to be in that that forensic search. She's talking about how she was on there watching a movie. She could have been doing this and that on her phone. Of course she doesn't know. Of course you know what time it is roughly. Don't be silly. Now it's intriguing to know why it is that she doesn't want to tell us. You don't want to hesitate to guess? You don't want to just throw a number at it? You haven't thought about it all this time? Oh boy. Ilyanka, yeah, she said, did she say she might have just went to bed around 3 or 4 in the morning? Friday a.m.? Oh, Janie. She could have. She doesn't know. It's foolish for you to even think that. Why are you even asking that question, fool? Listen, fools. What a stupid question. Oh, Janie, you make me laugh sometimes with this. Holy mackerel. She's going to be a feisty one on the stand. Could you imagine? Can you imagine her not being able to restrain herself in court from some of the questions and cross-examination and the things that she'd argue, like how the question is fucking stupid? How many times do you think that judge is going to have to bang the gavel? Order in the court. Order in the court. Oh, she's going to be flying off the handle. Raging up there. Stupid fucking question. It's not important. You guys weren't there. You guys weren't there. Again, she's implying that she has all of the information and you guys have none and are not in a position to even ask the right questions, considering you weren't there and don't have any of the information. The information that, again, isn't worth remembering. Oh, shit. Oh, no, man. That's what she's doing. The information that's not worth remembering, she has. They're always positioning themselves in this scenario. What a ridiculous set of arguments. You guys dare ask what Mike's doing over there? He's doing the Lord's work. This is some of the greatest content ever. You have to think a lot of her exaggerations are targeted at the people that are involved in it, trying to elicit a response, even if they're not. Well, look, it's like figuring out like your worst fishing lure in your tackle box is like your hottest fishing lure, and you can't keep fish off of it. Gotta cast that one back out again. Let's do another round. Oh shit. You insisting that you don't need to remember what time you went to bed Thursday night at this point makes you look incredibly suspicious. You don't want to answer that question because you refuse to tie yourself to a timeline in the most important minutes and hours leading up to when you called the children in missing. And I'm including you in that call, Janie. You're a part of this. You want to talk about Malaya making the mistake of calling 911? Wow. No. I was just reacting, Karen Steves. I didn't have my teeth in the morning. You had my Mike Tyson on. Lispy bastard. Wow.
Morning. I don't fucking know. When I get interested in a movie, I watch it. I may fall asleep through a movie. Are you going to check the time? Oh, I put a movie on. Yeah, I put a movie on, and then I go to fall asleep, and I have to check the time to see what time I'm falling asleep when I'm watching a movie?
Okay, I have one more question.
Come on, Mike.
Janie,
You're smarter than that.
I'm trying. Janie, when was the fence finally finished? There were some disagreements there. When did Daniel actually finish the fence?
We finished the fence when I got some more boards.
Was that
I
around?
didn't finish it Thursday night, but there was another fence behind that, Mike.
Okay.
The kids knew not to go out of that fence. Because every time they went out of that fence, and here's another thing, Mike, you answer me this question. The kids were home how many times? How many days were the kids home from school? And all of a sudden they picked Friday to go missing?
Again, How many times in this video thus far has she placed blame back on to the victims, Jack and Lily? The kids just chose to go missing on Friday. Why did the kids choose to go missing on Friday? It doesn't matter if you were being sarcastic or not. The fact that you brought it up is a bit of an issue there, hon. No, it's easy to lose time in that RV. It's like a sensory deprivation RV. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's like John Lilly, MD, up in there.
You better.
Look at that for victim blaming. You're putting this on Jack and Lily that they picked the day that they went missing. Shame, shame.
Yeah, her argument is so ridiculous.
Sit down and look at the facts.
You think that they just chose Friday? Her argument is literally, she's not being sarcastic, that the kids just chose Friday. The kids chose Friday as the basis for her argument that she's presenting Mike in the form of a question. Get the hell out of here. And just another problem, Janie. This is something else, honey. And you're just getting started.
Facts, Mike. Really, between you and me,
15
you sit
minutes
down and
in.
look at the facts. The kids, they went over to their grandmother's on Wednesday, did laundry. The laundry didn't come back. Her laundry didn't come back. Thursday morning, how come the kids didn't go missing Thursday morning? Okay.
You tell us,
Sunday
honey.
morning, I wasn't supposed to be home.
Thursday night.
So there's something new. There's something new that just came out of Janie's mouth about Janie saying that the laundry never came back. You know, that was mentioned in the affidavit paperwork about her not having a chance to put away the laundry yet, assuming that it was all back and in garbage bags. That's been out. So now you're asserting that Malaya didn't bring the garbage bags back. Well, that's a different version of your story, honey. These are the types of things that's important to the investigation. Isn't that interesting? Just little things like that pop up. You can thank Anita for that, actually. Thank you, Anita. Oh, thank you so much, Anita. And Mike. Maybe the Friday 911 call was supposed to be Sunday or Monday. Give them more time. Yeah, that's a good point, Captain Justice. Yeah, Rochelle. Financial strain is contributing to her stress level here. In this call, I don't think so. I think it's directly proportional to the lies and deception that's coming out of her mouth, the cognitive load. Daniel can't work because of this, and she's supporting him, his habits. Well, what else is new? She's been doing that for years now.
Thursday night.
Come on, Mike.
Come
You
on,
see,
Mike.
We
Come on now.
have got
Silly
to
boy.
clarify only a couple more things. And I want to know about, you said Justin wasn't staying there. Is that correct?
No, Justin wasn't here, Mike, and neither was his dog. Come on, I told you that numbers of times.
Come on,
The only
Mike.
dog I have is my dog Tucker, and his name is Tucker, and get it right.
Okay, Tucker.
His name is Tucker, and
Tucker.
I've had him for 5.5 years, and he's the only dog that I've had in the last 5.5 years. I got him when he was 6 months old, and I've had him ever since, and he's the only dog I had.
Got it. I miss talking to you. I'm happy that you're talking, and I'm afraid to say the whole
Well, you treat me right, Mike, I'll treat you right, but I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of Anita ruining people's lives. And I'm going to tell you something, Mike. You go back and you sit and you go
Can
through
she
your
hear
channel,
me?
or you go through your life. and pick out the bullshit that she said.
One
You
moment.
can't get anything right.
Let Anita defend herself, please. One moment. Anita, go ahead.
Janie, I didn't ruin anybody's life.
Yes, you have,
Tell me
Anita.
what I
You
did.
ruined Jordan's
How?
life.
Tell me.
You ruined Jordan's life.
How?
We
I
know.
didn't have the guns at
We
his
know.
house. He had
We
the
know
guns there.
you ruined his life. Look,
Isn't that interesting? Janie is blaming Anita for ruining Jordan's life. Why would she be doing such a thing? Is Anita responsible solely for the raid on Jordan's house?
Janie wants people to believe that. So that tells me that it was a factor, at least, not the sole reason. But she wants to blame it just on Anita and dismiss it as, being from Anita, a troublemaker coming in and ratting them all out, as opposed to an ongoing open investigation that they didn't want to mention in the papers. She's blaming Anita for ruining Justin and Chance's life. Come on now.
Why would Janie be saying such a thing? She's a opera rocker, yeah, we know, but what an interesting thing to say to Anita. Great call in, Janie. You're just a rager.
look at the bullshit you put him through. You ruined Chance's
Janie,
life. Look at
what are
Chance's
you
life. Chance lost
saying?
his job.
Chance has been in trouble since he was 14. He lost his job way
Does that
before
make
me.
a difference now, Anita? 14 years ago
Can
has
I
nothing to
talk?
do with now.
Janie, you said your turn and then mine. Can I have my turn? Can you slow down?
Sure, go ahead.
Chance lost his job long before me. He shouldn't have been hired. He had a criminal record. You know these guys. As far as Jordan, his father ruined his life. He's a clown. He had guns there on his own accord. Nobody told Chance to call me. You didn't tell him to.
Nobody told Jordan and everybody to start flashing their guns when they threaten people. Strangers.
Jordan, you're a bad boy. Your life is ruined, boy.
Do it, and nobody told Jordan to threaten me. Don't.
Could you imagine? Person's life is ruined and the only thing that you're doing is blaming it on some rando. And it's your fault. It's your fault. You ruined his life. Thanks for cheering me up there, JD. What are you talking about? My life is ruined. Why are you saying that Jordan and Chance's life is ruined? They're not going to have a chance to turn it around? What are you implying? What's happened? Man, oh bad. Janie stressed multiple times that they were alive because she heard them Friday morning when they left this property. After that, I don't know what happened to them. I heard them Friday morning, as I said, after they left here. She says she was in her trailer, heard them leave, but provides no visual confirmation. The over repetition of the alive when they left claim is a common deceptive technique. We talked about that, didn't we? She pairs this, while the only auditory evidence, no sighting, is convenient for creating distance. Pairing that with the kids know not to go out of that fence, which undercuts the idea that they just wandered away. And she's not wanting to add any context or tell you why. Knowledge of who picked them up, plus the alien sarcasm, plus the only three people who know. When Anita notes Janie earlier implied she had an idea who picked them up, Janie deflects with sarcasm. Who I think it is? It could have been aliens. It could have been anybody. She then adds, the only three people that know what happened on this property is me, Daniel, and Malaya. Classic deflection. This is a sign of deception. It's a signal. It's classic deflection plus minimization. That aliens comment would be considered minimizing what has happened to Jack and Lily. The event. The only 3 people know what happened on this property phrasing is highly revealing. It directly implies something happened on that property, not an external pickup, contradicting her "they left alive and were taken elsewhere" narrative. This is one of the strongest slips in this particular little portion of the transcript. Moderate and supporting indicators. Blame shifting and personal attacks. Janie spends significant time attacking Anita. You're getting yourself in over your head. Nothing but a butter lie. Malaya making that bad decision and calling 911 when she knew what was going on, according to Janie. No mother would act like that. Come on, Mike. And others, this Jordan's pew-pews, calling Darren clown man, etc. She demands Anita defend herself instead of answering questions. This is classical diversion tactic when under scrutiny. I think we picked up on that one. Linguistic cues, qualifiers like "to tell you the truth," heavy repetition of core alibi points, and the unnecessary details like the exact raking time, the fence boards, big hunting, dog Tucker's age. She also claims, "if she knew who took the kids, I would tell you," while simultaneously implying Anita already knows. That was a bit contradictory. Resistance to scrutiny. Janie said, "I don't have to explain it to you. The investigators got my statement." She tries to control the conversation by using things like "one at a time" or "I'll just hang up." She did that a few times, especially when things weren't going her way in the moment. Inconsistencies with her own story. Early in the call, she seems to admit having an idea who picked them up, then denies it. She claims the kids went to bed per Malaya and Daniel, but earlier said she doesn't know what happened after they came inside. Now, throughout this entire 20 minutes of the first portion of the interview with Mike and Anita, there was a strong cumulative evidence of deception. Janie's account shows multiple overlapping red flags typical of someone concealing knowledge or involvement. Evasion on the single most important timeline, Thursday night into Friday morning. Secondly, implausible memory gaps paired with hyper-specifics, defensive explanations for suspicious activities, such as the raking and the holes in the driveway, linguistic overcompensation and slips that inadvertently reveal inside knowledge, using the phrase "on this property," knowing what happened. Deflection, sarcasm, and attacks instead of clear, consistent cooperation. I would expect that the RCMP have the same experience with Janie. This aligns with broader public and investigative skepticism. Her RCMP polygraph was deemed not suitable for analysis, often interpreted as inconclusive due to countermeasures or extreme stress or guilt indicators. An independent analysis online discussions have repeatedly flagged the driveway raking pool story and auditory-only alibi as problematic. Janie's statements here do not inspire confidence in her truthfulness. The pattern is consistent with someone who knows more than they are willing to say, or is actively shaping a narrative to distance themselves and others from what occurred on that property. Further comparison to her other recorded interviews from the CBC property tour voice messages would likely reinforce these indicators, and they do. Janie's priority. We already went through that. We did a Plaids analysis on it too, but we won't bring it up right now. We'll go into the second portion. What are you saying out there, friends? What's up, Corbin? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? You work with 2 jobs, Corbin, 7 days a week from 9 to 5. Then I go and pick up my grandkids and spend 4 hours every day with them. They're my life, and I'm only working for them so I can give them whatever they want. That's everybody's duty. Mostly pleasure too, Corbin. Good on you, though. You'll do whatever I can for my grandkids the same as I done for my own kids. Well, you're lucky. Those kids are lucky to have a person like you in their lives. Karen, the part of the bickering between Janie and Anita that bothered me was that Janie didn't have enough ammunition to fire back at Anita when she tried. Well, I think you might have misread that. You must have came in late, because I'll tell you now, that's in part 2. And it was actually Janie who antagonized the situation. She was being so repetitive and so loud, it might be hard to pick up if you just walked in at a certain timestamp, but if you go back and listen from the beginning, you see how it develops. And Anita gave Janie sarcastically, she did the same thing that Janie was doing to her, and it triggered Janie into this, next level rage. Anita in that circumstance wasn't in the wrong. So I'm certain, Karen, when you go back and re-listen to that a little earlier and see how that came about, you'll have a different opinion. That's where I'll leave it. But I respect it. You have to go. I'm glad I sat and listened to it, because in the moment, Janie deserved it, in my opinion. But I can see where if you didn't hear the lead up to what happened, where you could have an opinion like that. Like if you just went over and tuned in and they were live, for example, and all of a sudden it started off like that, and you're like, oh boy, Anita's going after Janie in that sense, when in fact she was just doing what Janie was doing to her a moment before that, parroting that. And it triggered off Janie into a rage, demanding that Mike do something about Anita and all of this. Censor her, I'm gonna leave. She had her moment. Had just a moment. It's all good. It's not really that big. Fantastic job. Oh, is that right, Tash Pond? I won't even repeat that. You tuned in when it was a shit show. It was a shit show since the very beginning of it. It didn't stop. It was one angry tone the entire time. I'm good, Fabian. We don't need to have a roast of anybody in that sense. I'm the only one left in my family who doesn't have a grandchild yet. What are you saying, Angry Rabbit? Are you putting out some signals? Back. You can find part 1 in the description. Frame in
Trying. Janie, when was the fence finally finished?
Between years, and he's the only dog that I've had in the last 5.5 years. I got him when he was 6 months old.
Jeez.
And I've had him ever since. And he's the only dog I had.
Got it. I miss talking to you. I'm happy that you're talking, and I'm afraid to say the whole...
Well, you treat me right, Mike. I'll treat you right. But I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of Anita ruining people's lives.
Oh, man. She's desperate to spin this off into a different... I mean, that's good bait. I'm tired of you ruining people's lives. Good try. She didn't take the bait, though, which is good on Anita. So I'm surprised.
And I'm going to tell you something, Mike. You go back
Janie.
and you sit and you go
Can
through
she
your
hear
channel,
me?
or you go through your life
Janie.
and pick out the bullshit that
Janie.
she said.
One
You
moment.
did anything right.
Let Anita defend herself, please. One moment. Anita, go ahead.
Janie, I didn't ruin anybody's life.
Yes, you have,
Tell me
Anita.
what I
You
did.
ruined Jordan's
How?
life.
Tell me.
You ruined Jordan's life.
How?
We
I
know.
didn't have the guns at
We
his
know.
house. He
We
had the
know
guns
you
there.
ruined his life. Look at the bullshit you put him through. You ruined Chance's
Janie,
life. Look
what
at
are
Chance's
you
life. Chance lost
saying?
his job.
Chance has been in trouble since he was 14. He lost his job way
Just that
before
makes a
me.
difference now, Anita. 14 years ago
Can
has
I
nothing to
talk?
do with now.
Janie, you said your turn and then mine. Can I have my turn? Can you slow down?
Sure, go ahead.
Chance lost his job long before me. He shouldn't have been hired. He had a criminal record. You know these guys. As far as Jordan, his father ruined his life. He's a clown. He had guns there on his own accord. Nobody told Chance to call me. You didn't tell him to do it. And nobody told Jordan to threaten me. Don't you dare say I ruined people's lives. Jordan made a choice by having the guns and threatened me. I didn't ruin anybody's life. Clown Man ruined his life. As far as Danny Boy, he made choices. He shouldn't have moved in with Malaya or dated her. And you should have told Danny
You
when he
have the
showed
right
up with
to
her,
tell
wait a
anybody.
minute, Janie, I gave you your turn.
Oh,
Give
sorry.
me mine.
Hold on a
Give me
second. Hold
mine.
on a second. I'm gonna have to call you back. I have to get my phone. My phone. I can hardly hear you
Wait,
guys. You sound
one
like you're
moment.
millions
Anita,
miles away.
Anita,
Just
one
hold on.
moment.
Okay,
Let me
no
translate.
problem. Okay.
Okay. So, God, I was
Mike,
going to ask you.
Mike,
Yeah, please.
Mike, she's
Yes,
here. She's here. Mike, go soft, go easy, tread
I am.
easy, tread easy. Listen to me. Can you
Is
hear me
the
now,
internet
Jamie?
here?
Oh man, Janie's switching up her phones. Anita, they're coaching each other. They're supporting each other. They're into this. They're doing a fantastic job. This is such a great, unexpected surprise phone call from Janie. Raging about everything, trying to sort your minds out again. Oh, runs with scissors, I know. You know, right away, it reeks of distancing, avoiding the scenario altogether. But it's the constant reiteration, her, reciting the same narrative as answers to questions that are all different and should have different and require different answers. This rehearsed narrative of hers that she's trying desperately to manage. It's so obvious 1 year later. It's not so obvious on the first go around to people, but eventually everybody's getting on the same level. Janie, it's not acceptable of answers, and it's surely not going to be acceptable for the police. You're refusing all of this work just to simply refuse the time it would have taken you to explain the missing portions of your timeline after 6 p.m. Thursday. All of that time that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to Daniel in the exact same way. They have sticking to this almost identical stories. There's nothing worth remembering. Oh my God. Come on, Mike. Come on. Oh, so obvious. It's the most important piece of information in this case of Jack and Lily. And that's not even something that you can argue about. How illogical of you to sit there and argue it like it's a rational point. It shows everybody just how guilty and where the real sensitivities are. Police are going to have an easy time when they get all of the information and they get you back in that questioning room. When they decide to question you, Janie, how many charges is she going to be in line for? It's going to be mind-numbing. It's going to take an hour and a half just to read through them. I can see it. And look, you apparently didn't even have anything to do with the event that took their lives, but you did in so many different ways. Indirect. You could have prevented this forest fire. You could have helped prevent this forest fire. She doesn't feel bad about anything. Not remorseful. She wants you to think she is, this crying on the rock, but that's just matching Belinda's energy because she was crying too. Always forcing your mind into this he said, she said situation. Oh boy, I wonder what anybody in the comments section watching in the future want to put down in the comments section what you think the movie was Janie was watching Thursday evening when there was nothing worth remembering. That information is going to be coming out. If there was a movie, I want to know what movie you think it is. Put it in the comments section. Was it Citizen Kane? Doubt it. Debbie Does Dallas? Doubt it. This, of course, is part 2.
Or what? Okay, go ahead.
Janie, am I clear now? Can you hear me?
Ocean's 11.
Yes, I can hear you. Who couldn't hear your voice?
Okay, I'm going to repeat what I said. I'm sorry. Janie, be nice. I'm nice to you. I'm not being rude to you. I don't have a horrible
Be
voice.
nice. Yeah, all the stuff you said about me and you want me to be nice. I'll be nice to you today, Anita, and get this settled because I'm tired of it.
Janie, I did not
Go ahead.
ruin chances.
You'll be nice to Anita just for today to get through this. She didn't come true on that one either. She gets so much more angrier past this point. Oh, I'll be nice to you today. Oh boy. Oh, thank you so much.
His job. He shouldn't have been hired. He had a criminal record. He chose to call me. You didn't tell him to call me and threaten me. He made choices. He has to be accountable. Jordan made choices and called me. He did a death threat. Yes, it was sent by Belinda and Daylene. Daylene is going to be disbarred. She's an attorney. She shouldn't do that.
Okay, you done?
Oh, no, I'm not done. I don't go fast like you.
Tell me when you're done.
Okay. Also, Janie, the reason why I have discrepancies, but maybe Malaya was lying to me. Malaya said you were never putting in a pool, but maybe you were. Also, I never hurt Jordan. His father did by being a clown. I have 3 sons. You have 2. I didn't ruin anybody's life. People make choices. If he has illegal guns in his house and the police go with a search warrant and find them, that's not my fault. I didn't say anything horrible about you. I'm not rude to you. I'm not like that. I asked you to meet me for a coffee. I would still meet you for a coffee. I would talk to you. I wasn't raised to be disgusting. I said nice things about you. I said you're doing your job as a mother. You're protecting your son. You can laugh. I never, maybe it is all Malaya. Maybe Daniel's.
That was funny. Janie, your forced laughs are comedic as hell. You couldn't ask for a better actor, or actress in this case. She's like the Joker. What a sinister laugh. This couldn't be any more wrong. I can't believe this foolishness laugh.
Innocent, but tell me why. I believe they're both involved. Cindy also told me, is it true? I'm asking you, Janie.
Hold on now. You're getting
Janie, I'm talking. I gave you a chance. Let me talk. Janie, I gave
You
you
want
a
answers?
chance. I was
No, you want answers to questions. Listen, you want answers to questions, but then you don't give me a chance to answer
Yeah,
the
give her-
questions. You
not
just keep
done.
babbling
I
on,
gave you
babbling
a
on, babbling on.
Anita,
no.
please
I
let
ga-
her. Okay, go ahead.
okay, Janie.
I want-
Was
I'm
Cindy
gonna hang
ever?
up
Okay,
now.
go
No,
ahead.
Anita, stop. Janie, answer. Anita, stop. After you ask a
okay.
question, let her talk.
Let me answer you about Chance. Chance, it doesn't matter what Chance. Now, you keep saying that your husband or boyfriend had criminal records years ago. That has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. Okay, now you're saying Chance shouldn't have been hired because he has a criminal record. That's not up to you to decide that. That's up to the employer to decide whether they want to hire Chance or not. Not up to you. There's millions of people out there that have criminal records that get a job. Your husband is supposed to be running a company, working for you. If he has a criminal record, why is he working for you? So
He
don't
was
tell me
cleared
that
with a
bullshit.
pardon. He was
And
cleared
as
with a
far as
pardon
Jordan
25 years
goes,
ago.
as far as Jordan goes, Jordan was inserted this by his father, yes. But what went on between him and Daylene has nothing to do with you. How do you know it was Daylene that got Jordan to call you?
Jordan
People
told
don't
me.
see what other
Jordan
people
told
say to
me.
you.
Jordan told me. Daylene
I'm
told
sick
me.
and tired of you. You say that you had nothing bad to say about me. I had nothing bad to say. You had nothing bad to say about me. Come on, Anita. Might go back in your friggin' goddamn live shows and review what she said about me. Hillbilly. You're even making my
You
rooster
called me a
angry,
city
Anita.
slicker. You called me a city slicker.
You say that you never said nothing bad about me. That's bullshit. Come on, Anita. You haven't said anything nice about anybody.
Yes, I have. Can I talk
And no,
now?
I will not meet you for a coffee. I will not meet you for a coffee. And I will not get a lawyer Anita, because you tell me to. I will get a lawyer if I need one. I don't need your help. I don't need a new house. I don't need a new car. Stop trying to bribe people with oh, I have this, I have that. I drive a Mercedes. I have a beautiful ring. I have a nice husband. Who gives a shit what you got, Anita? It's not about you. It's about the kids. I couldn't care less if I had a friggin' pop ring on my finger and I drive a bicycle built for two. Or if I live in my RV, which I love living in. And that's another thing. What
Now we know you're lying. Oh, heaven's sakes. It's a good little rant, but what a play. Man, she's so dramatic.
does it matter where I live or what I do? It has nothing to do with Jack and Lily.
Yeah, it does, actually. Funny that you bring that up. It does. Has everything to do with information regarding Jack and Lily. It's an important aspect of their home life. The fact that you're up here arguing and identifying it as not being important, and in the same breath mocking other people for not understanding child safety, etc., and things, being offended and overlooking and minimizing the reasons why people are interested in what happened to Jack and Lily in the first place. Man, it's like being caught with your pants down. There's no getting out of this, Janie.
But you make it all follow the money, follow the money. Whoever talked about money but you, Anita? You, Anita? Now come on, Anita. Follow the money. Did anybody ever ask for any money for Jack and Lily? But that's all you talk about is what you got. Who gives a shit what you got? We're so sick and tired of what you're saying, Anita. Come on. You got to give it a rest, Anita. If you
I'm
told
not
all
gonna
this
be
to the
silenced
cop
by
or the
anybody.
RPM,
Yeah, isn't that funny, Miss Kay? You got a good point. For someone who said it doesn't matter, she sure remembers everything Anita has. Yeah, she can remember it when she needs to use it against you. It's interesting how this selective memory works with Anita or Janie, excuse me. Guido, what's going on? Janie gets mad when Meadow is mentioned. Yeah, well, she certainly didn't care about child safety around that house. But the public, don't let Janie tell anybody that you guys shouldn't be bringing up or talking about or being concerned for Meadow's welfare or well-being. When things don't go their way, they want you to shut up. That's a consistent thing. They want you to silence yourselves or they're not going to talk anymore. It's not even necessary that you're talking now, Janie, but you're treating it as though it's like the Grand Ole Opry.
I'm going to continue. I will not be silent. Whoever lashes out at me is involved. You're involved. You're covering up. You're covering up.
Involved. Yes, I'm involved, Anita. Yes, I'm involved, Anita, because I was here on the property. I am involved, but that doesn't mean that I'm involved with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Get it through your darn head there,
Hey,
woman.
accessory
Well,
after
where
the fact.
were you?
Yes, I'm
Not
involved.
home?
I'm here on
I
this
know
property.
the property.
Yes,
You
I'm
were
involved.
home. Can I talk? You're
Yes,
lashing out at me because you're involved.
Listen,
You're
honey. Listen,
involved.
darling. Listen, sweetie.
You listen.
She's in the
You're
calm your room.
involved.
I'll call you whatever you
You're
want.
involved.
Yes, I'm involved in this, Anita, because yes, I was on the property, but that does not mean that I had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Now, does it? If you were here, if you were staying here on this property and something happened, yes, you're involved, but that doesn't mean that you were involved in the disappearance of.
It doesn't matter now, Janie, because you're an accessory after the fact. And your alibi filled with holes like what time you went to bed on Thursday night, considering how important that timeline is to the rest of your life. You're raging out. Good on Anita, good on Mike. Excellent. Excellent. Best yet. This is the best public statements that Janie has made yet, thanks to Mike and Anita. My hats go off.
Jack and Lily, just because we're here.
Well, before we go any further, we're going to give you the breakdown because we just came up to a significant snippet piece of leakage. Revealing hidden knowledge, of course. In this part two, what we're talking about, the leakage that I'm talking about, she just mentioned, yes, I'm involved, Anita. Yes, I'm involved, but that doesn't mean I'm involved with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Repeating it 4 times. This is an involuntary admission followed by an immediate qualification. Truthful people rarely volunteer I'm involved unless the question forces it. The overcorrection is telling. Now she's going to be bringing up Meadow and CPS and Lily's black eye and the neglect allegations herself. She's going to then immediately shut it down by saying Meadow has nothing to do with, well, I will not answer any more questions about Meadow. These new Thursday details, she saw the children only from a distance while working on the fence. Brief, shouted conversation about worms or centipedes. Isn't that interesting that she had the same conversations about worms and centipedes, but only in a different manner, in a different time? She's interchanged that worm centipede story and where she was working on the fence as opposed to being at the door of her RV. And I'm pretty sure that there's a time frame contradiction there. I'll have to further look into that after. The I'm involved phrasing leaks acceptance of responsibility for events on the property consistent with, well, earlier on in the video, only 3 people that know what happened on this property statement.
You don't make sense, Anita. You don't make
Oh,
sense.
it
You're
makes sense.
telling
I triggered
secondhand
you.
bullshit.
I'm making a lot of sense. Tell me what happened. Tell me
You
who's
tell me
involved.
what sense
Tell
you're
me why
making.
you're angry. Tell the truth. Tell me
I'm
who
telling
picked
you
them
why
up.
you're angry. Come on, Anita. What
You come
get
on,
angry?
Janie.
Listen, I
Come
listen to
on,
some of
Janie.
your
Come
comments.
on, Janie. Come on, Janie. Tell the truth. Come on, Janie. Come on, Janie.
How
Two
do you
can
know?
play this game.
How do you know I'm
Were
not
you in
telling the
the?
truth, Anita?
Where were you, Janie? If you weren't there, the property's
I'm
not
Janie
big. You'd
McKenzie.
hear the car. Come on, Janie. Come on, Janie. Tell the truth. I won't be silent.
See, Mike, do you really think that is mature the way she's acting?
Janie, I want to know.
That's funny as hell because that's what I'm talking about, Karen Steves. Anita was just mocking you, Janie, about how immature you're acting in that moment, and you just chose to spin it around and demand Mike do something about Anita for mocking you and imitating what it is that you're doing. And this is going to be the start of a pattern with Janie. She does that right up until this discrepancy and inconsistency she pulled out today with the call to Malaya while she was out searching on the bike. Little quiz question for everybody that is listening in. You guys remember who the person was Janie was talking to? She said it already. Janie can't remember who it was. But she said early on in the investigation that it was the bus driver's wife she was talking to in that sense. And she mentioned it in the paperwork. I think it was redacted. It's been lifted, or there's another way we know that. But anyway, yeah, the bus driver's wife. Well, she can't remember that, Robin. She just remembers the point. You know what I mean? It's like sinks to high heaven. It's not that it didn't happen or anything, but the fact that her memory is selective and it's not, you know. AB, this is where I had to leave my headache. Both Janie and Anita are asking Mike for help. Oh, Ilyanka, no. See, one, in my opinion, just my opinion, like Janie deserved that. What Anita did wasn't crossing the line in comparison to what Janie is doing and how far she's going and with the come on, Anita, come on, well, make your point. Don't just sit there and project it onto the other person as though they're just that much lower and incapable of asking a legitimate question. It's you doing something wrong in that argument, in that conversation. Anita was just answering that with the same sort of energy. And Mike was just acting as, the mediator. Nothing wrong. Janie, she's mocking you. She's imitating you.
I'm trying to explain here. You see, no, she acts like that with you. You may have a little bit more patience than other people do, Mike. Come on. That is immature, Anita. I'm trying to explain here to you what's going on. You're saying, come on, Janie, come on, Janie, come on. Come on, Anita.
How ridiculous and silly. You keep doing it, Janie. You keep doing it. How fair is that? She's saying, come on, Janie, come on, Janie, come on, Janie, come on, Anita. You guys are doing it to each other. It's so funny. It's so ridiculous. You're looking for anything to not have to focus on a point. So silly. It's so silly. But it's funny. I like it. You did a good job. All three of you. Janie, thanks for coming out and spilling the tea. You really, really leaked the hell out of this one. Holy shit. This is like Christmas again. Janie, you couldn't look any more suspicious in all of this. We're not even suggesting that you had anything to do with what ended Jack and Lily's life. But this story of yours and your refusal to even acknowledge the importance of the information relevant to figuring out what happened to Jack and Lily. You're insisting that none of it's important. You're so desperate to distance yourself from all and everything here. You're so desperate for people to believe this silly, nowhere, unbelievable story that you gave the responding officers that day. You done fucked up big time. You guys are bonded to that story, and it is in charge of your lives. To this very day, it's directing your daily lives, what you have to do, what you have to say in order to make yourselves feel better and be able to sleep out there. What an act. You're absolutely right, Esther. Listen, it goes without saying that anybody that was involved in this tragic story and this situation, should it have been a situation that isn't being perpetrated as a hoax by these parents, it was a legitimate one, you would be seeing so much remorse by people. All of the things that they should have and could have done differently. It's not by far any of the closest indicators, but it sticks out, and it's very telling to me about, they can't hide it. Jack and Lily around that house were unwanted burdens to them, and it was a major factor in what happened. Absolutely. In this particular situation. Janie can't even hide it. No, I don't agree with that, Sea Legal. You've just been given such a big indicator and a clue with their RCMP's 1-year update. It should be reinforcing your faith in where this case is going and recognizing what's happened over the past year with people who are associated with the individuals responsible for what happened to Jack and Lily. So, excuse me if I say I don't care. Yeah, Robin, we aren't going anywhere till Jack and Lily are found and they get justice. Absolutely, we're here every step of the way. We're so close to it.
You're 54 years old. And how do I know that? Because you advertise it every time you come on the internet.
58.
You want to have a civil conversation? Yes, I'm getting upset, Anita. Look at the way you're talking to me. You want answers? Be a little bit nicer.
She's not giving any answers. Janie, you're the one who's being nasty. You don't even recognize your tone. That's just straight projection. That's funny shit, though. Yelling at her, yelling at Anita for doing what it is you're doing to her in the moment. Man, oh man, that's so abusive. Anita's not saying anything. She mocked you for a moment, and you go on and on about it because you're triggered AF. You're raging right now.
Going to overtalk. You're not going to control. Is it mature to tell me to wash my box? Is it mature to not let me talk? You won't let me talk. I gave you a forum. You won't let me talk. Come on, Janie. Come on, Janie. You should be a goddamn comedian. You know what happened. It was no goddamn Friday morning. Tell the truth. It was Thursday. You were there. You hear the cars pull in. Tell the truth.
What do you want me to do, Anita? Tell me, Anita. You tell me what I should say.
Yeah, we are telling you. We need the truth. We're going to get the truth anyway. They're going to pull your timeline from that particular
Thursday night into Friday morning, and they're going to digitally put a timeline together to speak for you, Janie. You have an opportunity to share the truth with everybody, but you refuse to do that. You say there's nothing worth remembering, but we're going to get the entire story. All right? Now, this is really a look at all of that. You know what's coming down the line, girl. You're inside not knowing what time you go to sleep. Well, your phone is going to tell that to people. You ever sit there and watch your phone and nod off? They're going to pull all of that information. And they're going to tell you what you did Thursday and Friday. And you're going to still try to argue it, which is going to be fruitless.
To convince everybody what is true and what's not. Since you know all the answers to this case, this, and you don't know shit, you tell me. You tell me how your stories never line up. Now, I'm going to answer this. I'm going to ask this question.
Could you believe that? Could you believe Janie is accusing Anita and Mike of their stories never lining up? Their accusations, I guess she's insinuating. Is that not projection? It's not Anita and Mike's stories that matter in this situation, honey. Baby girl. Janie, honey. The only ones that matter are Malaya's, Janie's, and Daniel's, and yours don't line up. Literally, that's the complaint against you, and you're spinning that around, using that against other people. Man, oh man, what the hell is going on? Just straight gaslighting, eh? Straight gaslighting. Like, really, what am I congratulating Mike and Anita for? You can see they know what it is that they're doing here. And they did it very well. They fostered the environment for Janie to feel comfortable enough to come forward and leak like fucking crazy. You can't have enough of this type of content. This is just further evidence against you. Not necessarily important in court, but in the court of the public opinion, and it goes against all of the work that you've been so heavily invested in over the past year, managing the narrative and your own people's perception of, well, your level of culpability. Why? Because you're guilty as fuck. Innocent people don't have that need, that necessity to be here managing in the first place. You guys do. People have all the right in the world to try to speculate and figure out what it is happened. In fact, it's encouraged. You're so insistent on being the people who gatekeep the truth because you are the only ones that know what happened to Jack and Lily. You're the only ones on that property that night. That's an argument that we always make against you. It's our argument for you refusing to come up or even acknowledging the importance of a timeline in a situation such as this, even in a theoretical manner. So my hats go off to Mike and Anita. Again, we're only not even a third of the way through. We're in 2 hours, and this is part one of going to be a multi-series of live streams focused on just how fabulous of a revealing piece of content this is yet again from Mike Dammann. Such relevant content. Thank you very much, Mike and Anita.
Anita. And I know it's bullshit. Okay? You said Meadow couldn't walk, couldn't hold a spoon, couldn't hold a cup. She was malnutrition when she came to Cindy's house, and you looked after her. Well, when this when the CPS came here and told Malaya that she and Meadow had to leave. If they looked at that baby when they came here, how come they didn't take that baby then, there, and now? When
You
they
ask
took,
CPS
when
that.
they took her
Ask
to Cindy,
CPS that.
when they went to
Ask
Cindy's
CPS
house,
that. Ask
how come
CPS
the
that.
CPS
Ask
didn't take
CPS
Meadow
that.
there? She
Ask
was in bad
CPS that.
condition.
I don't work for CPS.
How
Ask them
come you
that.
didn't take the baby then, before they sent it to Cindy's house? Because
How
they
come
had
you
to make
didn't
arrangements
notice?
to see
How
the
come you
baby.
didn't notice Lily's black eye? How come you didn't notice? How come you
I don't know.
lie?
The
How come
only
you
thing
won't
I
let me
know
talk?
Good
Lily's black
question.
How
eye
come
is
you're
because
lashing out at
when
me?
when
You
she was
won't
over
calm
in the
down.
county,
You won't let me
I
talk.
wasn't there. I wasn't there. I'm only going on what Daniel told me about Lily's black eye. And I heard that from him. I didn't hear it from Wayne and Cindy and blah, 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 blah. I was here. So, and anyway, if you had anything to do with Meadow, through CPS, you're not supposed to say a goddamn thing about that baby because that baby's
That's
under
not true.
CPS.
They never told me to be silent. Not true. Not true. Not true. Not true. They never told me to be silent. Not true. Janie, tell the truth. You know what happened.
Listen,
It was not Friday. Tell the
going
truth.
on. There's a case going on with Meadow, and people aren't supposed to be talking about what's going on with Meadow. And another thing too is, what does Meadow have to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance? She's safe and sound. So what does she have to do with Lily's case?
And she's safe
We're not
from
talking
you
about
because
Meadow
you
here.
failed
I
the
mean, we're
children.
talking about Jack and
She's
Lily.
safe from you. She's safe from you.
Oh, well,
Yeah, Meadow has everything to do with Jack and Lily because she was their sibling in the house with a risk factor off of the charts. Janie, that you were living in, that you gave up your happy trailer to live in the driveway and shit in a 5-gallon bucket.
She was under your care and had no food. Say, why don't you slow down? Why don't you calm down? Why are you so angry?
You thought she was in danger and you took care of her. Congratulations. But Meadow is not in this conversation. We're leaving Meadow out of this. You keep your mouth shut about Meadow because Meadow has nothing to do with it.
I'm not shutting my mouth. You're not controlling me. You're not going to tell me to be silent, and you're not controlling. This is not your show. This is my show.
Nobody wants to know.
The public wants to know. You don't want to know the public. She's safe from you and your son. She's safe from you and your son.
Okay. Good. If you think that, you go right ahead. See? You think that, you go right ahead. Well, let me tell you something, Anita dear. I get to see
she
you.
Never meets you. I hope she never sees you. I hope that she doesn't know who you are. I hope the other children never meet you. I hope that Danny goes to jail. I hope that when you sit one day in your karma and your bullshit trailer with Tucker Fluffy, you realize you failed 3 children, and the other kids who are your real grandkids are going to be one of the witnesses that you were there. You saw Lily's black eye. You let the kids be hungry.
I think Janie's already understood that, but she's made the conscious decision to deny that and cover.
Heard the screams. You know why you're here, Janie? Because I triggered you. You know why you're angry and lashing out at me? Because you're involved.
Absolutely. Friends, Anita's right on the money with this. 100%.
You're involved. You're involved. You're involved. You're involved. Don't tell me to calm down. You're involved in the disappearance of 2 children, and you're lying. Lying.
Honey, you didn't trigger me. You didn't trigger me, honey. I'm just tired of hearing your bullshit on the internet.
No, you're triggered, girl. Yeah, Janie, I'd say you're triggered. You're always triggered, though. So that's what should have came out of your mouth.
I am. I'm really tired. Everybody's tired.
On the internet. Are you dumb? Don't go on Mike's show. Don't listen, dummy.
So come on your show. Is that what you just said?
I said Mike show, Mike show. Don't listen. Don't go on the internet.
well,
When the police talk to you, Janie,
I
how
thought
did
it
you
was
sit
a
there and
show
listen
because
to
when you
Lily
took
cry?
over, I thought
How
it
did
was
you
your show.
listen to Lily cry? How did you let 3 kids starve? Let's
Well,
get
let's
to the
see.
real. How did
Let's
you
see.
see the black eye? How did you let Daniel beat women? How did you let Earl be their father?
Strong
Don't come at
points.
me. I'm coming back for you. I won't be silent.
Can you please show some receipts there, Anita?
I don't
Now,
know
you
about
said that
receipts.
you do
I
it
don't
to
need
me, okay?
receipts. You know what the receipt
Have
is?
you ever
Right
met
now,
me?
your reaction
Have
to
you
me.
ever met Earl? No, you
I don't
haven't.
want to meet
You don't
Earl.
know
From
about
the
my
video of
relationship
Tig,
with him, but
he's
yet
fucking crazy.
you say,
That's why you're
you
crazy.
know what,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yes, ma'am.
control her or else I'm gone because she wants to know answers. I'm trying to give her.
Control your woman. That's the second time she's triggered you to the point of asking Mike to censor Anita because she's beating your ass in this argument like nobody's business. Nobody asked you to call up, honey. Daniel and his mom Janie do the same thing around YouTube channels. When things aren't going their way, they demand that the person who was bringing out the reality in the moment be censored.
Answers and she's not listening. I'm tired of talking over to her. I'm trying to answer her questions and she tries to answer me a question and she doesn't tell me when she's done. So I don't know when to step in to speak. So it's got to stop.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do it like this. Anita, you say something, and then I want to hear everything she has to say about it. The statements are important.
And Mike.
Yes, ma'am.
Mike, she gets to answer the question once and no more because I'm tired of answering the same question over again. So she wants a question answered and there's nothing more said about Meadow because I will not answer any more questions about Meadow.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say anything about Meadow. Meadow's not involved in this case of the missing Jack and Lily's.
Mm-hmm.
Meadow is safe and sound. Yes, she is. And there shouldn't be anything said about Meadow. We're looking for Jack and Lily, the answers to Jack and Lily. And I will answer your questions about Jack and Lily and Jack and Lily only.
Okay, so you mentioned that Lily had a...
So it's a lot easier to understand what happened at the end of the driveway on was it Saturday when the fight occurred at the end of the driveway with Haley and everybody and Janie throwing hands? It would have been the exact same scenario with a few different faces there. Can't wait to see the body cam, by the way.
black eye at Patty's on Wednesday, right? You made a statement about that.
Oh, me? Are you talking to me or her?
You. Well, the question is here, Wade saw marks on the children, black eyes. You are telling us that you never saw any marks on the children or heard them complain that they were starving, that they didn't have enough food. Please go ahead.
Okay. Now, if this incident happened
Janie
on
was there,
Wednesday,
Dodie.
the black eye from her getting hit from a truck, okay? That's what Daniel said, that she was playing with a dump truck. The dump truck flipped up and hit her in the eye. Okay? Now, from Wednesday, they didn't get home till late. So I didn't see Jack and Lily on Wednesday. Okay? Now, Thursday, I didn't see them Thursday
No,
morning.
there's not.
They
You're
went
right,
to
Runs of
town
Scissors, but
Thursday
Janie shouldn't
and
be
didn't get
talking
home
about
here
it.
till around, I'm not sure, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Okay? I was out here in the yard working on the fence and raking. I just seen them from a distance from where I was standing out in the yard where I was working on the fence, and they were here beside the playhouse. Now, if you look from the aerial thing, you'll see where the playhouse is and the woodshed. Well, I was over in the fence. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I came out of my trailer and they were playing there. I didn't go up to the kids. I went straight out to work on the fence. And besides, how long does it take a black eye to show up?
It takes a little bit, right? It takes a couple hours. I don't know. You tell me.
Okay. Well, I didn't go and talk to the kids Thursday. I like go up and talk to them. I just asked them what they were doing, and they said they found a centipede and a worm. I was continuing working. I was working. They were out here playing. Then when I come in, they went in.
So
I did not see no black eye, Anita. I did not see no black eye.
So Daniel
I told
said they got a black eye on Wednesday, but you didn't see it on Thursday?
no, because I didn't see them Thursday. I didn't pay. Like they were out here playing. I was working on my fence.
But you talked with them briefly, right?
I talked to them. When I came out of my trailer, when I came out of my RV, they were over here playing by the playhouse. And Jack said, I found a worm. I said, I found a centipede. I said, good boy, you keep looking. I went straight out and started working on my fence.
Now,
They were busy playing.
Exactly. You witnessed it. You saw them. She's so defensive in everything that she says, isn't she? We'll move on to part 3. Thank you for joining, friends. This is timestamp 2 hours and 8 minutes, 2 seconds out of the 4 hour, 9 minute, and 27 second live call where Janie calls in from Mike Dammann. I thank you so much for joining me this early stream Saturday afternoon. Keep your eye out. We'll be live after 6 p.m. tonight, Eastern Daylight Savings Time, for a follow-up.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.